Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel. Today we're continuing to review my Illusionist haul that I've made recently and adding to the previous reviews of T1000 Plus and Burst is Card to Pocket by the Other Brothers, a very old effect that has been published I think over 3 or even 4 years ago, and one that I never really got to reviewing or buying because I wasn't really persuaded by it. I didn't really think I needed it, but because I needed to spend more than $100 for free shipping, I decided to pick it up since it's now a discounted item on the website, which means that it's forever going to be at a discounted price until it sells out, and probably they're not going to make any more. So I decided to pick it up and give a review to you because I know that illusionists are putting up more and more things now that some people are really interested in, and maybe in order to get free shipping, this could be something that you would want to add to your cart. So let's roll the intro and get straight into the review. Perfect, so you decided to stick around, which means you want to learn more about Card to Pocket by the Other Brothers. Now, what is the effect? Unfortunately, I do not have a spectator here, so I cannot really perform this for you at all, but I can give you a quick rundown of how the routine would go. You would take out a deck of cards, you would put it in the hand of the spectator, and you would ask them to name any card. So you could do whatever you want, but they name any card, truly any card bar the Joker. So from ace to king, any suit, any card is named between the 1 in 52, excluding the jokers. They name any card, let's say the 8 of spades, right? Let's say the 8 of spades. You tell them, perfect, here, let's remove the deck from the box. Can you take the deck, spread through, and remove the 8 of spades because I'm going to need it for the routine that we're going to do. I'm going to need the 8 of spades. They're going to spread through the cards. The 8 of spades is not there. And then however pattern you want, you're like, oh, I forgot that before I came to the event today. I dropped this deck of cards in my car and one card fell under the seat, and I took it and I placed it in my pocket so that I would place it back in the deck before we move in the event, but I actually forgot to place it back. That's my bad. You would remove then a card from your pocket. You would show your pocket is empty and you would show that it's the 8 of spades. Yes, it looks that impossible, and yes, there is some method to this. So let's talk about it in more detail. So first of all, where do you buy this? How much does it cost? And what do you get? So you can buy this at illusionist.com. This will set you back $26 US. It is permanently on a discounted price. It will never go back up in price. So it's going to keep being at $26 US, I believe, until it sells out forever. So it's going to be at a discounted price of $26, and I'm going to review it based on that price since I purchased it at that price, and everyone is going to be able to purchase it until stocks run out at that price. So I'm not going to review it at the full price, which was close to 40 US. I'm going to review it at this discounted price. Okay, so keep that in mind. And what you get is this box. You get this box. It's like a carton box. And inside this box, you get a few things. So the first thing that you get inside of this box is your deck of cards that you're going to hand to the spectator. This is something I can show you. And then you get another deck of cards, which is going to serve the purpose for some other things, and then you get another device that is going to serve the purpose of what happens inside of your pocket. Those I cannot show you, but those are included and they're in the box here, but not something I could really divulge since it's going to kind of expose the method. But everything that you get is Bicycle brand, Bicycle made, and really, really well made. So you're not getting any knockoffs, you're getting real Bicycle gimmicked deck of cards here. Really good value. And the other thing that you get, which goes inside of your pocket, that I'm not a big fan of. I scrapped it, I didn't use it, and I'm never going to use it. I decided to use something else sold by Illusionist as a, I don't want to tip the method too much, but something used, you know, kind of a lawyer. The name is similar to something related to law. That's all I'm going to say for those who know what they know. I decided to do that with the second deck of cards rather than use what is provided to you. What is provided to you could work, but I don't think that is the easiest way or more practical way, and I prefer to use the other thing, right? So that is what you're getting with this effect, okay? So that is everything you're getting. So let's talk now about a bit of miscellaneous things. So first, I mentioned that the gimmick provided to you that goes inside your pocket is something that I didn't really like. Maybe you're gonna like it. So don't think that that is something that is you're never gonna use, because it is usable and it does work really well. It does work well. It is built to last, and it is good, right? But it's just not for me. Maybe it's gonna be for you. So don't fully discount it. And the second thing I also want to mention is that for this routine, you're gonna need looser pants. So if you're someone that wears really tight suits and really tight pants when you're going out to perform, or if you're just walking about and you wear really skinny jeans, you will not be able to do this routine, because even a blind monkey is going to know that your pocket is not empty, and the fact you show the bottom of your pocket, but there's clearly a big bulge in your pocket, does not mean that your pocket is empty. So you will need a suit or some pants that are not really tight, that have a bit of space and a bit of leeway, right, in them. So I did want to mention those two small things before we get into the review. So now let's talk about difficulty. Is this effect difficult to perform? And the answer is no. The effect is not difficult to perform in itself, but you will need a bit of audience management, okay? You will need to handle the way in which the spectator opens the deck and deals through. You don't want them to start dealing cards or looking cards in a funny way. You want to instruct them to spread. You also want to use your words and the actions that the spectators are doing as misdirection for what you have to do to accomplish the effect. But nothing is too hard, but it will need a bit of practice. This is not something you're just going to buy and go out and do for the first layperson you see. You're probably going to go pass it around your family first, or some of your close friends that are not going to judge you, right? If you want to perform this is definitely not something you're going to just pick up and do at your gig tomorrow, right? If you're really prolific with these type of methods, definitely go for it. But I do think it's going to need just a bit of work, but not too much, because it's not incredibly difficult, but it just needs a bit of getting used to and a bit of practice and a bit of motivation to get to understand how everything flows together, because there's a lot of moving parts in this routine, right? There's a lot of things going on, so you have to manage everything at once and make it seem really fluid. So difficulty-wise, nothing too difficult, but you do have to consider a few things throughout the routine. So now let's talk about practicality. Is this practical to perform? And this is where there's the most things that a lot of people have slated this product upon, or have issues with the product, because you do have to carry around a lot of things to perform this. So first you need to carry around this specific deck of cards. It cannot be a normal deck, so you will have to add a deck of cards onto your person when going out to this. Then you will need to have your second deck of cards, which is gimmicked with the other gimmick, to perform that, which is pretty hefty. It's pretty big. It takes a bit of space, and also you're gonna have to freeze out a full pocket for the routine. So what I mean by this is, when you perform this, you cannot have anything inside of the pocket in which you put what else is in the box in there. So you will need to freeze out a full pocket and carry around an extra deck of cards for you to perform this. And I know for that's a big issue for a lot of people, especially those that just want to do casual performances to their friends, etc. This is probably not something you're going to carry around with you. However, at paid gigs, if you're going from table to table, this is not something that you have to hook up, right? It's not something that needs a lot of preparation. You can definitely do a table, do this effect at that table, then just, you're going to another table and you're going in your case, remove it from your pocket, put in your case, perform another set of magic to another table. Then if you want to do it at another table, you take it out from your case, put it in your pocket, and go again. So it's not something that is stuck in your pocket forever, or something that you have to alter your jeans to do, or your pants, nothing like that, right? It's just something you can remove in and out when you want to. But it does mean that if you want to perform a set of like 2-3 minutes at a table, you'll not be able to ditch or remove anything from that certain pocket, because it is fully dedicated to this card to pocket by the other brothers, okay? And also, again, don't forget that you need an extra deck. So I know for some people that is a lot, and I know some people really manage their pocket space to the fullest, and they don't want any, space to be not justifiably used. So this could be an issue to some, and I do think it's worth pointing out, because, yeah, apart from that, practicality-wise, there's not really any angles to this. There's not really many angles you have to cover, because everything is kind of justified in the way you present it and the pattern. And while the spectator is looking for the card is when everything is happening all at once. So there's not really any angles, but also you will need to be standing up when doing this effect. So that's another practicality issue that some people may encounter. Not many, but to some people that perform at a table like this and they do parlor shows at the table and they don't really stand up. For this, you need to be standing up. So as a wrap of the kind of issues with practicality, 1, you will need to carry around an extra deck of cards. 2, you will need to freeze out one of your pockets. And the other thing that is worth mentioning is that you will have to be standing up to perform this effect. So that is what you have to consider regarding practicality for card to pocket. So now let's talk about where do you perform this effect. So this effect can be performed in an array of situations. You can do this close up, table hopping, street magic. You could do this parlor, right? If you're standing up and doing parlor, you could do this parlor. I think it's going to be visual. People understand what's going on. You could do this even on stage. This is very versatile, right? This is very, very versatile in terms of where you could use this. So this is not really just meant for something close up. You could really play this up at a bigger stage and it's going to work very, very well. And especially if you do this parlor or stage, there's even more distance between you and the spectator. So when you remove the card from your pocket, it seems even, they're going to be less aware of maybe something else being inside of your pocket since there's distance between you and them and you're on stage or on your parlor setting. So definitely something good about this is, you can perform this in a lot of different places. Now, before we go into the pros and cons, I do want to mention an extra thing is that these things that you're getting inside of the box, they can be used for other things. So if you don't necessarily want to use this for a card to pocket, you can use this deck for pretty much any vanishing card. So if you want to have in your routine a card named vanished from the deck and appear in any other situation, you can use this deck for that, right? If you want to have some cards selected and then have them all vanish from the deck, you can also use this for that, right? So you can definitely work with that in this routine. You're not obliged to use this only for a card to pocket, right? And that's something I want to cement here is that this can be used for other things. Also, the other thing in the product, once you have it and you know how it works, you're not obliged to use it for a card to pocket. You can use it for a card to impossible location. You can use it for a card to phone. You could use it for a load. You can use it for however you want to get a card in your possession really quickly. Okay? So yes, these are put together as a routine for card to pocket, but if you want to split out the two gimmicks that you're getting, the two components of this, you can use them for different things, which if you have creativity and you want to think about how you could use these in different manners, you can definitely come out with things of how to use this and how to operate them. So I really did want to mention that. So now let's talk about the pros and the cons. Let's start here with the pros. So what are the pros of card to pocket? The effect is extremely clean. I'm not talking about everything being inspectable and such, but the effect in itself is clean. It is literally as direct as I said it, as direct as the trailer, and as direct as they mentioned. Any card named ace to king of any suit is going to disappear from the deck that they've been holding the entire time, and it's going to appear in your pocket every single time. It is as clean any card, right? So the effect is super clean. The effect is also really impactful. It's also really modular in the way of where you can perform this. Also, some of the negatives that I'm going to mention can be fixed with some positives. So as I mentioned, the gimmick that goes inside your pocket, it's easy to take out, in and out. In the routines, if you're doing table hopping, you're not obliged to always freeze out your pocket, so you can take it in or out. What you're getting is bicycle made. The tutorial video is very good as well. And what you're getting is of good quality, especially for that discounted price. However, there are some negatives. So one negative to this is you will have to be wary of the pants that you wear. You cannot wear super tight skinny jeans or suit pants for this. You'll also have to freeze out one of your pockets, and you'll also have to carry around an extra deck of cards, and you'll also not be able to perform this sitting down. So there's a lot of things that you have to consider when buying this effect. So having said all that, would I recommend card to pocket, and what do I give it on a scale from 1 to 10? So would I recommend card to pocket? Not necessarily. I think that it is good, and what you're getting is good because you can use it in other scenarios. But I think that if I were to do a card to pocket, I would maybe go other ways. There's other ways to do this, you know, there's ungimmicked ways to do this. Yes, it's not as clean as this, but you can definitely, for the spectator, it's pretty much going to be the same effect. So there are other ways to do this, of course not as clean, but you know, you are getting a really clean version and a lot of things you can use for outside routines as well in this package, especially for the discounted price. So I would recommend it maybe if you need to add something worth 26 bucks to get free shipping. I do think that you're going to get some value out of this for that money because you are getting a lot of material here and a lot of ideas. But if you're really looking to buy one effect that's going to be your holy grail, this is definitely not something, you know, that's going to be it. So it's good, but it's not something I would rush out to recommend to any of you, except if you really want to buy something and you're doing an order at Illusionist and your wife, you need to buy a few things. I do think this is worth it for you. So what would I rate it out of 10? I would rate Card to Pocket at 6.75 on 10. It's good. It has a wide array of things, but I do think there's ways to do this with less things to carry around, less things to consider, less things to freeze out, less clothing considerations, etc., etc. It is good. It does what it's supposed to do. It's not by any means a bad product, but I do think there is better out there. So that is all I have to say about Card to Pocket. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. What do you think of the effect? What do you think of the Card to Pocket by the other brothers? Make sure to tell me down below, and I'll see everyone in my next review. Have a great week. Bye bye.